Morning everybody, it's Chris at Mardave. I've been asked to do a short video on the preparation and cleaning of a G2 motor. As the Mini class grows weekly, we keep getting asked how come some of the cars are so much faster than everybody else's. Down to motor prep and also battery prep. So today we're going to do motor prep first. This is G2 motor. What we tend to do is when they come from the factory, before I go racing, I give it a water bath. Now it all sounds a little bit weird, sticking an electric motor into water, but we just use a small Tupperware dish, a drop of fairy liquid, and then I've connected this up to my iCharger, which is quite easy to do because you can run it at 2 volts. So all you do is go into its settings, and at the bottom you've got a thing called power. Click on that and you can set it to 2 volts. So it's as simple as connecting it up. What we do is from new we go in reverse. So if your motor is on this side of the car and your pinion's on the basically the passenger side, we want to run this in reverse because it would normally run in the car red to red, black to black. So what we want to do is run it in reverse to time the brushes slightly, and I mean it is slightly, but it definitely works. So we connect the positive to the negative and the negative to the positive, and then we lay this in the bottom of the water, but obviously bearing in mind there's a fan inside, if you can see that. As that's spinning round, it's going to throw water everywhere. So what I tend to do is to put the motor in so the 2 fan holes are to the side. So when you start it up, you don't get covered in water. So put your hand over the top just to make sure. Go to start and the motor will start up, and as you can see, the motor starts to run. It's running at say 2 volts. And currently it's pulling about 2.7 amps. We tend to leave that in for a good 15 minutes. Keep an eye on 2 things. One, that your cables are not getting warm because it's pulling 2 amps. It shouldn't do on this setup. You can buy lots of little power supplies, or you could just take 2 batteries. It's a little bit more than 2 volts, but set of clips, connect up to the battery, put it into your water bath and run it in reverse for a good 15 minutes from new. Take it out of the water bath, first stop it so we can stop the motor from going. Like so. Take it out, it's going to be all soapy. Try not to put too much fairy liquid in because it does make an absolute mess. Give it a dry. Let it dry for a good hour or so to get all of the water out from inside. And then all I tend to do is use a bearing oil, a drop on each end. Before you go racing, the sooner you get your 2/10 onto the brushes, the better. So I tend to go racing, say on a Monday. On a Tuesday morning, I'll clean the motor out and then put a couple of drops on each brush, and then put it into a little gripper bag and seal it up. And then on maybe the Friday, take it back out, put another couple of little drops on. And what that does is the oil that's in the 2/10 will soak into and penetrate into the brush. And then the brushes won't glaze. They'll have the oil in the brushes that gives you that extra bit of zip and extra bit of horsepower. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Water bath from new. Once you've done a few race meetings, you can then clean it by putting in some hot soapy water, running it for 10-15 minutes in reverse. Gets rid of all the oil inside. Oil the bushings either end, and then put a couple of drops of 2/10 on either brush on both sides, and then let it soak. And then that will give you the performance you need. You can drop it at the race meeting as well, but it works better if you let the oil get into the brushes and then don't drop it on the day. Okay, I hope that clears everything up, and happy racing.